Greetings, everybody, and you. Thank you for joining me here today at Fahrney's Pens. My name is Drew Brown, and I am going to talk to you about all of these new products that we have just launched here at Fahrney's. And we're going to cover some new products that haven't yet made it to us that are also very exciting and worthy of a one-way discussion. And then I'm also going to give you an update on our storefront, which is happening. So let's go. All right, new stuff first. Let's take a break on the Peanuts here. Let's move the Pelicans and the Viscontis over here and focus on the tubular Retro 51 pens, because they're quite literally in tubes. Oh God. Okay. Let's talk about pens now. Another Lionel Trains pen is chugging its way over to us from Retro 51. If you are a fan of Lionel Trains, or it's a model train company, is what Lionel is, and they have come out with several at this point. This one is the Pennsylvania. I am looking at this color now in person for the first time, and I really like it. It's like it's a burgundy, but it leans more brown, which I really dig. And yeah, actually, I did not expect that I would love this as much as I do. I love that. That's like one of the best things about not only this job, but the pen industry. When you get a pen in your hand that just kind of shocks you in how it can connect with you. And that's one thing that Retro 51 does really well, is it appeals to folks that are a fan of the source material already, but then every now and then you see one that you might not even be a huge fan of, and it just strikes you. They came out, sorry to deviate, but they came out with one called the Stan years ago that was I guess for this, reference to the Stanley Cup, because it was like an ice skating rink. And I could not care less about hockey, but that pen looked really cool. And I feel bad that I didn't get one, because it actually looked like scratched up ice. It was one of the most fascinating things I'd ever seen Retro 51 do. So yeah, I don't know, just a little bit of a deviation, but this is actually a really exciting pen. So the Pennsylvania here, the Lionel Trains Pennsylvania, is going to sell for $86.50. It is officially licensed, so it is a little more costly than your average pen, and it is also etched, as you can see. So that builds into the higher cost as well, but it really is a gorgeous pen. Next up, let's take a look at the Beauty and the Beast. So this one is pretty as well. As you can see, we've got a stained glass aesthetic here. We've got the titular Beauty and her Beast romantically rendered within a stained glass heart with a rose down at the bottom, a nice iconic rose. There's the castle, and overall it's a beautiful stained glass representation of the story. I'm not sure what's this yellow thing up there? Oh, it's the witch. It's the witch. All right, look, that's the green face and then the outstretched hand, casting the enchantment. This one is going to be on sale, or is on sale right now, for $72.50. Next up, let's take a look at the patchwork. This one is quilty. For any of you quilt nerds out there, which I know I'm speaking to at least one of you, this one is definitely a patchwork aimed at you. For $69.50, you can enjoy two hobbies at the same time, because we all know that we all don't just have one hobby. So patchwork has this beautiful satin nickel finish, and then a bunch of little squares representing some quilty fun. So I actually really like this one. I am not a quilter, but I respect the heck out of it, and I am the proud owner of a handmade quilt from a pen friend, in fact. So I'm certain that there's a little bit of a crossover there. And the more affordable of the bunch here is a green lacquer, or green stealth lacquer ballpoint / rollerball. This one joins a few other colors in the collection, but has a very dark green paired with some black hardware. And this one is only $45. We've got a lot to talk about. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm taking longer than I need to take. These pens are just really cool. All right, let's move on. Okay, I won't spend a ton of time on this next one. This is the ST Dupont Initial. I have recently recorded a full video on this, so if you leave these moments wanting more, you can definitely check out that video. Right here, I have in my hand the fountain pen version of the Initial. This is ST Dupont's newest entry in their entry level. So we can find both all of the modes here, fountain pen, rollerball, and ballpoints, available at Fahrney's Pens at the $316 price point for the fountain pen, $276 for the rollerball, and then $220 for the ballpoint. So these are meant to be the most accessible within the ST Dupont line, and they certainly are. They're not made in France, they're made in China, so there's a lot of cost savings there. They still are quite expensive though, but they're not hiding that fact. It's right there on the clip, you can see it. So, but it is, if you did want to jump into the brand, this is the most affordable part, most affordable area to jump in it to. Most affordable area where you can jump in it. Anyway, the Initial, available now. All right, next up, let's go with Visconti. So this is interesting because we are bringing back the Michaelangelo, and that has been it's not a new pen, but it went away and now it's back, and it's sort of the sibling to the Van Gogh. And you'll notice why. If you are familiar with the Visconti Van Gogh, you will immediately see some similarities. Once we unveil it from its crinkly plastic, it is faceted just like the Van Gogh, but it is not made with the complex swirly resins. So you're getting a more simplistic design. In this case, a translucent one. So they come in several colors, but they are all going to be $191.20 for the fountain pen, which is what I have here. It's got a magnetic cap, as you can see there, and then it will be sold at $183.20 for the rollerball. The fountain pen is a cartridge converter pen. Again, same as the Van Gogh. Steel nib, crescent breather hole. It's a nice pen. All right, that is Visconti. Sorry if I'm breezing through these a little bit fast, but we got a lot to get to, and we haven't even gotten to the Peanuts yet. And now we've got 3 Pelikan pens, and we will start with the M200. We'll work our way up. So this is, well, we're kind of working our way up. This 200 is actually quite hefty because it comes with an ink. This is the gift set version of their annual, every year Pelikan does an annual sort of color, and this year is Apricot Achat. And look at that. Let's check this out. We've got a really cool packaging situation here. So there we go. So this will come in the gift box like you see here with the pen and the Edelstein ink, and it will also come in a different, more affordable package with just the pen. So this one is $272 and the standard is $232. This is a gift set. This is a legitimate gift set. If someone were to give this to me, you don't need to buy it for me. I'm not asking for it. I would probably ask for the Rudi Rother. We're gonna look at it in a second, but no, this is a very, very nice gift set and a very, very well presented gift set. So here is the pen, and this is a really fascinating color. It's really attractive and it's uncommon. I don't think I've ever held a pen this color, and that's something that's more rare every single year, right? So the M200 has a steel nib. We've got gold hardware here because it's an M200, not a 205. And there, it's just a classic Pelikan. If you've seen one, you've seen quite a few of them. There's nothing crazy about it, but they do take a lot of pride and take a lot of time in developing their annual colors. And this lovely apricot goes right along with that, no exception there. This is one of those pens where I get excited because it's going, if I happened to own this pen, it would make me seek out a really cool matching ink. Granted, this comes with one, but sometimes buying a pen in a color that you don't normally buy pens in can, and if you are a matchy ink pen person like I am, it can make you open the door to other inks that you didn't think would be in your rotation. I've done that several times where I've had a pen, I'm like, oh, I've never had a lime pen before. Well, let me see if I can find a nice lime green. And then I fall in love with lime for a little while. So yeah, it's fascinating. All right, M600 or M600? Let's go with the M600. All right, so this one is, so this is the white rose gold. Of course it is, because the other one's in a gigantic box. I knew that. All right, so this is another new pen from Pelikan. They've got a nice variety in their box types, don't they? And we've got some rose gold iconography here, which makes sense because this is a rose gold and white pen. I don't know how well this rose gold is going to come across on video. It looks okay on my monitor here, but you know, rose gold can be a little tricky to show, but it really is rose gold. It's a gorgeous pen. We've got a nice kind of milky, translucent resin there as the ink window, and then the always iconic Pelikan nib there. I do wonder, do you all feel like white and rose gold is a more classy combination than just white and gold? Because I go back and forth. I recently, when I was doing the video for the Dupont Initial, there's a white and gold one, and it's just such a strikingly gorgeous combination. But white and rose gold, I just don't know. They're both fantastic. These are internal piston pens. So you will see, oh wow, you can just kind of barely see the piston moving behind that ink window there. Does that mean that the gasket is white? Because it's really, you see some movement. So either the gasket is white as well, or that ink window is just very opaque. This one is $632. And the last of our Pelikan journey, save the best for last, because this one I am super excited for, and I haven't actually seen this one in person yet. Here we go. The second in Pelikan's art collection. This one is called the Rudi Rother. Not Rudi Rother, not Rother, but you know what, I'm not going to tattle on you if you call it whatever you want, but it is the artist's name who did this piece here. And this, it's beautiful. I need to really figure out how to say beautiful in more ways, because I feel like I just keep saying stunning and striking and pretty, so I don't know. I should be better about that. But here it is, everybody. And I have to give Pelikan credit, because even though they have been around for a very long time, this style of art that they have here and in their previous version, the, I cannot recall the name of it, I'll put it in the title right here. This style, it's sort of a gouache. This beautiful art is behind lacquer, but has a three-dimensional sort of etching to it. And it is a showstopper. And what's crazier, in my opinion, is that this pen is $756. And that is a lot of money. But you can point to the aspects of this pen that make it cost that much, because there are other $756 pens that You can't always do that. You can't always point at an expensive pen and say, hey, this is why. But you look at this and yeah, you can see why. If by time you're watching this, they are no longer available on our site, fret not. They will be back because I do believe this one's going to be really successful. So that is the pen. I'll show you one last time. That is the Pelikan Rudi Rother in the M600 art collection. Just look, let's look at another close-up. Just, stunning. All right, that concludes our Pelikan adventure for today. We're going to move on to Esterbrook and the lovable gang we refer to as Peanuts. This has been a big collaboration, well documented, well marketed, as Esterbrook is always going to be doing. I've only got 3 examples here because there's essentially 4 products in various, iterations. So let's just look at a pen first. This is the obvious Charlie Brown pen, which comes in different packaging. The other packaging will look more like this. Charlie Brown gets a little bit of special treatment. And the pen itself is essentially an Estie, which if you are familiar with Esterbrook, is their flagship pen. You'll notice that the clip is quite unconventional. Not only is it just a unique clip, but it actually is etched and filled with lacquer. They're jumping into this design. So you'll see this clip design on all of the pens, and you'll also see it on the paper clips that they're selling. Those are $14.35. The fountain pen here is $112, and then they're also selling ballpoint versions of each of these at $85. Each of the nibs will have a very unique little engraving there, a little laser etching that says good grief in this case. The grip, while the rest of the pen is metal, you'll find that the grip is acrylic for comfort consideration there. Nothing on the end, but on the top of the cap here, you will see the Peanuts 75th anniversary seal, which also is angled, another aspect that is unique to this pen and not found on the standard Esterbrook Estie. We will see the fountain pen and roller balls available in a Charlie Brown color and a Sally Brown, a Lucy, and a Snoopy. Just in case you were wondering, I'm not actually related to Charlie or Sally, but it's fine. I'm sure that at some point in the future, Charlie and I will share similar hairstyles because, time. So apart from your little, card information, apart from the cartridge, you're going to get a polishing cloth. Well, Drew, this looks a lot like a t-shirt. You'd be correct, because it is. It is 100% a t-shirt. It is open. If you want to put it on your, actually, I don't know if this is Build-A-Bear size, but it might be. But in addition to pens, of course, Esterbrook wants to give you accessories. I don't have any of those spoon-shaped clips available, but I will show you the individual pen cases. We've got a nice ribbony pull here. We're looking at Charlie's sister Sally in this case. Each character gets their own pen in 2 different modes, rollerball and ballpoint. As I said, those will be available as $85 and $112. This pen pouch here is $26.95. Charlie's will be yellow. Everybody else's will be a little bit more two-tone with a embroidered patch with this nice little fuzziness here for Sally's hair. We've got a ring here for you to put it on, a loop of some kind. Right Asapro? Right Asapro? Right Asapro. I don't know what that means. Clip, ring, and then drawstring. If you wanted, you could pair Charlie with Sally. I mean, they have to live together anyway, so might as well. So you don't have to match your pen to your case. they're all friends here. They like to stay together, unless you're Charlie and Lucy, in which case, I don't know, don't do that. He's not going to have a good time. Lucy will enjoy it because she'll be trolling and abusing Charlie, but come on, don't do that to Charlie. And then finally, we will talk about the To-Go cup. Now, the To-Go cup is an existing Esterbrook product, but in this case, it gets a little bit of a spin. Usually they're canvas. In this case, look at that, loving a pen. Usually they are canvas. In this case, they're made of that same synthetic material that you saw on the pen case there, the Sally pen case we just looked at. Look at that, you've got, oh, there's Woodstock. So Woodstock wasn't really represented as a product here in this offering, but you get, what exactly is this? It's a keychain with several components. These are all connected. Snoopy, Woodstock, and a truncated version of Esterbrook. And then here we have the Snoopy To-Go cup, another nice fuzzy embroidered patch there, Esterbrook tag, and then the word Snoopy with bonus fluff. Fuzzy Snoopy there. It's actually really, I don't know, I kind of like feeling this. And then, so the To-Go cup has a, has a big old drawstring there. And then within the cup, you'll find these dividers. And once filled with pens, each pen goes in one of these dividers, and then so you have spots for 6 pens once all is said and done, and these things have pens in them, and I'm dropping this thing. So essentially, you just open this up. If I can kind of get my fingers in here. So, you've got all your pens in there. The divider goes in here. It's without pens in it, it just flattens out. But once it's filled with pens, each pen gets its own little segment. You draw your drawstring, and then you are good to go. Take Snoopy around town with all of your pens. And then once you're done and you want to set it on your desk, you unhook that little magnetic button there, fold this down, and then you've got all of your pens kind of creating a nice, beautiful bouquet within the pen cup that you can just set on your desk and have your pens creating pen plumage upon your desk. That kind of finalizes everything here. The To-Go cup here is $53.95. The fountain pens being at $112 is remarkably low compared to their other Estes. I found that to be fascinating because these are metal pens with more going on than your standard Estes do, but they really wanted these to be accessible. And they have to pay for that license too. So the fact that they're making these things pretty affordable, all things considered, is pretty fun. So these are going to sell quickly. We are, like I said, we don't have the clips right now. We are a little low on stock. So if we don't have what you want now, you can either pre-order them and we'll ship it to you as soon as we get them in store. We don't charge your card before we ship it, so don't worry about that. We're not taking your money until it's out the door. So that's an option, or you can just wait for it to come back in stock. We also have a notification list and we will email you as soon as it arrives. So that is what we have new in the store. Now we can talk about some new things that have yet to arrive. Okay, as if the 3 new Pelikan pens we just saw were not enough, Pelikan is coming out with the 809 in matte black. So this is a really cool color. The 809 aspect, normally it's like 800, 805. 809 means it's all black hardware, which is cool. Black nib as well. So this one is going to be $920 coming soon, and I think it's going to do well. I think that Pelikan is really stepping outside of their comfort zone with some of their designs recently, and this one's no exception, so I am pretty stoked about that. All right, and here we have a new Homo sapiens from Visconti for $2,300 and something. It's up there, but the Carbon Abyssus here is a sequel to the forged carbon bronze trim Homo sapiens that they had a lot of success with previously. They're doing it now with a sort of blue highlight feature. So it looks really stunning. The forged carbon aspect is, it's carbon fiber, but it's like really compressed, vacuum packed carbon fiber. So you get this really cool texture, really cool patterns in the material. And yeah, it's going to be a pricey pen, but it's a stunner. And you don't see this sort of style in a lot of other pens. So right now Visconti has been doing it with a lot of success, and they'll probably keep it up. So as long as it does well for them, I'm excited to see this one. So stay tuned. I'll put all of the links below for you to check out these pens. If you want to sign up for the wait list, if you want to go ahead and pre-order one, you can do that now. And finally, my personal favorite of the bunch, the Lamy Pico LX gift set. This one is around $80, which is a lot for a little tiny ballpoint pen. This one's definitely geared toward the holiday gift giving season. It's a set, it comes with a little pen pouch. The pen looks really classy. It's more of a polished sort of less plasticky look, I guess. So it's coming soon. If you're curious, check it out. I think it makes a great gift. So it'll be here. Okay, and now I can give you an update on our storefront. So 1408 F Street is where we will be once we are able to open, but construction has finally begun in earnest. So as you can see here, we have the ball rolling. We are getting, some demolition done. It's it's under construction, very much under construction, but we're having some work done. Things are kind of being broken out, demolished. New drywall is going to go up pretty soon. And this week we're also having some trim work and stuff done so that the floor can go in. But progress will be happening. I did post, a little bit of a video on this earlier, but if you want to keep hearing updates, you don't have to like it, subscribe, just stay tuned because I will be continuing to visit and capturing and posting updates as the store progresses. We're still hoping to have things opened by the end of the year, definitely in the winter, but yeah, there are a lot of components that are beyond our control. So the things that are under our control, we are focusing on and putting our best efforts behind. So again, stay tuned, and thank you for your patience and support while we get this all sorted out. All right, that's it. Thank you so much for spending some of your time with me. I enjoyed it. If you are curious about any of the products you saw today, they will be in the links below. Have a great day.